Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price as we head into Friday's open. We are still wedged between 44,800 and 41,950, which are the two most important levels for Bitcoin right now. If we were to breach 41,950, I do want to talk about the bearish scenario. I am going to expect Bitcoin to breach below the $40,000 level, potentially test the range of 38,000 to 34,788 if we see hourly and 4-hour candles below 41,950 at this point. I want to address this right off the bat because I know there's a lot of bearish scenarios out there, but I want to talk about the bullish scenario as well, because Ethereum doing something extremely interesting, testing its 200-day moving average right now for the first time since we've seen this downside pressure in the market. Did Bitcoin just come down a little bit further so that Ethereum can have a test of its 200-day moving average before moving further up? That's potentially on the table. The total market cap as well. Notice here, yesterday's daily candle held on to the 200-day moving average, and so there are still some bullish puzzle pieces on the table, but we are certainly going to keep the bearish scenario on the table, being so below the 200-day moving average for Bitcoin right now. 41,950 is going to be that make it or break it. But 44,800 right now is more important than ever. If we get above 44,800, and traditional markets like the S&P 500 did slip below their previous weekly open, but the Euro 100 is testing previous resistance as support. We're not really seeing the craziest bear market in traditional markets, despite the Fed's announcements of interest rates and things of that nature, but things are slowing down. They're starting to consolidate. So is Bitcoin really deserving to see lower prices, or are we going to be seeing a reversal here soon? I think that the volume gives us a little bit of hints as to the fact that the amount of sell pressure that we're seeing right now is very little compared to what we've seen in the past for Bitcoin. And so we're at a time of low volume, and we're testing very important support levels for many different assets in the cryptocurrency market. So I think we have to keep the upside scenario on the table as long as we're above 41,950. But those hourly and 4-hour candles, once again, if we see those, then we have to expect price levels down to 38,000 to 34,788. Unfortunately, if we get there, I definitely believe this is going to be the place that we'll find a bottom in the short term, because we've yet to really see strong sell pressure here with this recent move. And then we look at what's happening to the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. As I mentioned earlier, Ethereum testing its 200-day moving average. Ethereum to Bitcoin chart and the macro is still bullish above its 100-day and 200-day moving average, now just coming below its 50-day moving average. We have to assume that it's going to potentially come test this market structural support, which was previous resistance that had 3 points of contact. And so if that happens, that's totally fine. In the short term, in the macro, Ethereum still looks extremely bullish, but it is seeing a little bit of a slowdown, breaching below 34.54, getting itself to that 200-day moving average. What an interesting place to come and test the 200-day moving average, right? Right there at 34.54 level. I think that Ethereum crossing above 34.54 is extremely important right now if we don't want to assume a slip below 3,000 US dollars, because this range right now is very big down to 1980. And so all of these scenarios are on the table. I wouldn't necessarily say that Bitcoin dominance has yet to give us any answers, but we do know that Bitcoin dominance did recently breach some major lows. DXY is consolidating. Notice how the S&P 500 slipped below its previous weekly open, but still above its 50-day moving average. So I know individual stocks might be a little bit different. Some specific tech stocks might not be doing as well, but the indices aren't doing too bad right now. Notice how the Euro 100 coming back to test a previous resistance. So the environment outside of Bitcoin isn't really ringing too many sirens. Gold still very calm. Oil above all its daily moving averages. Commodities are strong. Gold to Bitcoin chart, of course, this is something we're monitoring here, just now getting above its 50-week moving average. It's really a draw here for Bitcoin. We're testing very important support. That's very clear. 41,950 is the most important level right now. If we breach below that, we have to have a downside scenario on the table that could potentially, with the most extreme downside, get down to 34,788 for the short term, and 38,000 potentially is where we'll start to see some volume if we breach 41,950. I still think there's a very strong chance we get back above 44,800. We reconquer that 200-day moving average. We continue in a bullish trend. And I say that with the total market cap and Ethereum still being quite bullish, just now coming to test their 200-day moving average. So we'll see what happens. Thank you all that have been tuned in here to the Snipers channel. As always, remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys next time. Snipers out.